my name's Sam and you're watching my channel, So Let's Sparkle with Sam. So welcome. Today is my Friday Sews video where I talk about a little bit about sewing, a little bit about life and a little bit about my plans for the next week. So if that sounds like something that interests you, then please give me a little like and subscribe if you have been thinking about it and haven't got around to it just yet. It's totally free, costs you nothing, makes my day. So Friday Sews. Friday Sews is the creation of Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. Thank you very much, Jen. Big thank you to you, because it really does bring the sewing community together and gives us something that we can use. That means that you out there that like to watch sewing vlogs can have a really good comprehensive choice of people to watch, and it's definitely worth checking them out because I've definitely found some really lovely sewing friends as a consequence. So thank you, Jen. So I'm going to do it straight away before I forget, because I forget nearly every week what I am wearing. So I am wearing, it's got a little bit cooler here in Leamington Spa, so the long sleeves are back out. So this is my, what's the pattern company? Forget Me Not Patterns. Got there in the end. Forget Me Not Patterns, and this is the Vera top, and it's got these statement long cuffs, which I really love. I find them so comfortable, and it gives it this nice kind of billowing sleeve as well. I'll stand up for you so you can have a little look. It's got like a cuffed waist, so it's like a pullover. If I manage to take some pictures of me wearing it, they'll pop up here. If not, then I haven't got round to it today. You'll find out later. I've got quite a busy day today. So yeah, what have I been up to? So I left you last week and I told you that my plans for my Donny shirt had moved. So that was really the start of my week. So on Sunday, I joined my lovely friend Karen, and she is at 2 Pink Shadows on Instagram, because earlier in the week she had messaged me and said, Sam, I don't know where my Sojo's gone. Disappeared. Yeah, and life was getting in the way, and you know, just life was being, it wasn't getting in the way, life was being life, and she was finding that her sewing mojo had just gone for a wander, and yet, you know, she had lots and lots of projects that she really wanted to do, and she knew she really wanted to do it, but she just couldn't find the oomph that she needed to get going. So I said, well, look, what project do you really want to get done? And she'd cut out a Donny shirt. So I had bought her for her birthday earlier in the year a Donny shirt kit. So I bought her the pattern, I bought her some fabric that I'd found, and all of the interfacing needles that she needed, because she was using very fine viscose, so some nice fine needles, thread, everything that she needed to make the Donny shirt. So she said, I'd really like to make that. I'd made the Donny shirt before, so I was like, great, I've got one cut out, ready to go on Sunday. We'll sew it together. That way we can, you know, help out each other. We'll be supportive to each other. And I think that's a nice way to sew. It's like being at a sewing social with, you know, but being in the comfort of your own sewing room. Yeah, so it's kind of best of both worlds. So that's what we did. And it was, I have to say, it was really lovely. The fact that we all had it was only 2 of us, the fact that we both had the same project, and kind of, you know, and doing the same things at the same time. I'd made it before, so I kind of took the lead a little bit. I got started, and then, so as Karen was doing her steps, I could guide her a little bit more, because I think that's just what she needed. You know, we all sometimes just need a little bit of a kick up the bum sometimes, don't we? And I mean that in the kindest and most delightful way, you know, but we do. I know I do. And so, yeah, so I was just her little gentle kick up the bum. And yeah, and we both did it. So we sewed most of the afternoon. I completely finished mine, and Karen just had a little bit of finishing off to do. But I'll pop up the pictures of both of our Donny shirts. Now my Donny shirt was made with some lovely cotton from Always Knitting and Sewing that I'd bought quite a few months ago now. And it says on it, pour me a glass of sass, and I've used it for other crafting things, and I've been wanting to make it into a shirt for ages. And the Donny shirt is great because for me, if I cut really carefully, I can just get it out of a metre, as long as I'm very careful in my cutting. And what I did is that I had a metre of it, but I also had a fat quarter of it, so I managed to get the second back yoke out of the the fat quarter. So yeah, so basically you can get a Donny shirt out of a metre and a fat quarter. Yeah, obviously depending on the size, but for me that worked really well. So yeah, so it's like vintage ladies fabric, cotton weight, yeah, and it made a great Donny shirt, great with jeans, yeah, fabulous. And it's quite versatile, the Donny shirt, because it's got a collar on it. You can wear something over the top and have the collar poking out. You could even wear it under dungarees. It's got short sleeves, so it's great. You just layer it up. If it's cold, you stick a cardigan over the top. It's a really good layering piece. So yeah, I thought it was a really good one. And then the lovely Karen, hers, as I said, I chose her fabric for her, but she does really love it, and I think it really suits her. So she's going off on some adventures soon to Australia, and I thought it would be really nice because it kind of gives me that kind of, you know, outbacky vibes to it. So with the elephant and the chameleon, and it's a beautiful viscose, super fine. It's a viscose lawn. Beautiful fabric. So I thought it would be, again, when she goes to Australia, it's going to be very hot, so I thought it would be a nice cool fabric for her to wear. So yeah, so that was my lovely Sunday. Yeah, I definitely would say if you've got someone that you kind of communicate with regularly, that both likes to sew, I think that's a really good idea. You could perhaps find a free pattern online, and you could perhaps, you know, send it off to a copy shop or something, and then send them, you know, you could do it monthly when you swap. So 1 month you send them a free pattern that you sent to a copy shop with some fabric, as you know, as a little gift. And the next time they send it to you, and you kind of like do it that way. I just thought it might be a nice thing to set up. I need to come up with a natty name for it, but at the moment I can't really think of one because it's, you know, it's just sewing over the magic of FaceTime, but that doesn't roll off the tongue very easily. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that because I had a blast. I definitely brought Karen's Sojo back, so yeah, it felt really good. I definitely gave her some sparkle, and yeah, and I've got a Donny shirt and I love it. So bonus. Excuse me, I've got a very itchy nose. I do apologise. You don't want to see me scratching my nose, but it's very itchy. So that was Sunday. Monday was Dressmakers Ball panic sewing day. Not gonna lie, just had a panic. Oh, so the Dressmakers Ball is on Saturday. Me and my lovely friend Maz from Mazel Makes are going, and we both have gone through very different routes for making our outfits. She's gone full on ball gown, boned, lovely. I'm not going to show you any pictures of our outfits until afterwards, so I'm sorry, there's not going to be any spoilers in this one, but in my next Friday sews there will be lots. In fact, I might even do a separate video because I think there might be enough footage for a separate video. So yeah, and I've gone down the much more comfortable but still very glamorous, as you will see, jumpsuit route. And yeah, so I was panic sewing. I was panic sewing my sleeves. I was panic sewing all aspects of the jumpsuit, actually, just to get the finishing right. And also I've made a bag, which is very exciting. And you might get a little sneak peek of something that's going to go on the bag in a little while, because I did do a little bit of purchasing this week. And so that's... I've decided I'm going to add something to it. Might be a bit late in the day for that, but hey ho, you know, I reckon I could do it. So yeah, so Monday was panic sewing, which was good. Tuesday was work. I was at work all day. We had a massive order in at work, massive fabric order. I won't be sending you any links to the fabric because I'm not sure that it's all on the website yet, because we're a very small fabric shop, and you know, there's only a couple of us that work there, and it takes a very long time to get good photos of, you know, particularly new fabrics and dead stock fabrics that haven't really been photographed, and so sometimes it's quite hard to get really good photographs, and it takes a little bit of time. But that will definitely be happening over the next couple of days, possibly week. But that made it a very exhausting day, because although my children think that I just sit around in a fabric shop all day and just stroke fabric, it is actually quite hard work. It's physically quite exhausting sometimes. Those bolts of fabric are heavy, and we have a basement, and we also have the shop is at the top, so quite often, you know, we're lugging very heavy bolts of fabrics up and downstairs. So Tuesday was exhausting but fun. And I also had my beginner sewers on Tuesday, which is my favourite part of my week, because I did get to teach kind of young, well, when I say young children, you know, kind of my group at the moment are between 11 and 16, so really lovely group to use a sewing machine, and I love doing that. I love passing on the sparkle. It's fantastic. So that was good. That was a nice end to my Tuesday. And then Wednesday was a fabulous day. So Wednesday, I've been planning for a little while. My lovely friend Katherine from Soverton Makery, that I'm sure you all watch, and if you don't, you definitely should, because she is marvellous and she is a ray of sunshine. She's just fabulous. And yeah, and I always love visiting Katherine. It's always great. But she is doing some very important things for her family at the moment, which means that she is away from her family at the moment, which, yeah, so I decided to go to London, which is where she is, and keep her company for the day. And it was a pleasure. So because we were in London, of course, we decided to go to Liberty. And as if by sparkle and magic, Liberty decided to start their 20% sale on Wednesday. It's like I ordered it. It was amazing. So, because Katherine had actually been a couple of times before earlier in the week, and she said, well, they didn't have the sale on. They've only, I think, you know, the sale's on today. So of course they'd put it on for me. And so, of course, it would have been rude not to buy any fabric. So would you like to see what I bought at Liberty? No? Yeah. Okay. Can you see the purple bag? Can you see? Look. Purple bag of Liberty. So it was so difficult to choose what fabric. I think I had 6 or 7 bolts in my arms at one point, and me and Katherine were stood by mirrors kind of doing, you know, looking to see which ones, and choosing, you know, the final ones. I did decide that I would treat myself to 3 lengths of fabric, and a few other haberdashery bits and pieces, but yeah, 20% off had to be done. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one. Can you see stars? I've actually got a picture of this one on the shelf at Liberty, so I'll put that on because it's quite nice for you to see what I saw when I chose it. And as you can see, it's like rainbow stars on a black background. And I got a metre of this, and I am definitely thinking Donny shirt. 100%. So I think I might do the inside of the back yoke in just a plain colour, or I might do something different, but yeah, so then that is, so that's going to need to go and be washed, because I think I want to get that sewn up quite soon, because quite frankly it's beautiful. So I think this one's a Tana lawn. It's you just want to stroke it. I wish, look, here you go, have a stroke. Absolutely glorious. And then I love that so much, I got a different colourway. And again, I'll show you what I saw on the shelf. And look at this. Oh, I just love it. Look at the colours. I mean, the colours are just, they say autumn. They definitely say Sam. And I just love it. I don't know whether you can see. I feel like I pop with it, which is great. And this I bought 1.5 meters because I'm thinking some kind of blouse. Now it might be the Ava blouse from Dressmakers Closet. That's a possibility. It might be the patina blouse, or it might be the Sew Over It blouse, but I can't remember which one it is. The Libby, or I can't remember which one. Anyway, it will probably be, well, it will definitely be a blouse. Probably one of those. But if you've got a different idea for a lovely blouse, I want it for wearing underneath. I've got corduroy pinafore dresses. I've got like a goldy colour one, and I've got a black one, and I want it for wearing under that in the autumn times, winter times, maybe even with tights and boots as well. So that's that one. And then this last one, I'm saving it for last for a reason, because when we were walking around, I was just instantly drawn to this fabric. It was, you know, like a big strong magnet. It was pulling me in. And Katherine, like, she saw it in my eyes. As soon as she saw it, she's like, you've got to buy that fabric. That fabric needs you. You need that fabric. So yeah, I fell in love. And so here it is. Probably not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine, but it definitely is mine. So it's got rockets and planets and moons and stars, and it's just adorable. And it would probably look great in a nursery, but I just want to wear it on my body, really. And it says wish upon a star. Yeah. So I got 1.5 meters of this one, but I am a bit tempted to make a Donny shirt with this one. And obviously I don't need quite that much, but I can see myself using this like for insides of pockets and other bits. So I think I might make a Donny shirt and just have the extra fabric as a extra bonus. Or if someone's got a better idea, always up for that. Always up for your comments and your ideas, because, you know, they're always fabulous. So yeah, so that was the bulk of the fabric. And then, as you'll know, I've been trying to make some Marlowe cardigans for about 6 months now. I've got some bits of it cut out, some bits of it not cut out, and I just need to get on and make them. But one of the things that I wasn't sure about was the buttons. So in Liberty, they had these beautiful buttons. And what I thought was beautiful about them is that they are 100% recycled plastic. So they're from recycled plastic from the sea, which I just think is fantastic. And they are beautiful. And I'll just show you. They're like little speckly buttons. Now that, you might not be able to see that really well, so I'll take a better photo. I've got 6 of them, and so you can see them. But they remind me of those chocolate buttons that have got the hundreds and thousands on them. They're called jazzies or something like that. I love words like that. Jazzy. Cool, so cool. So yeah, so I thought those would look great, because I haven't actually got the fabric with me, but I might take a picture of the fabric for my Marlows. It's a black background with a very, very gentle, you can only see it in certain lights, multicolored speckle through it. So I just thought, perfect. So I bought those, and actually they weren't that expensive, because buttons can be very expensive. I bought them from Liberty and they were £1 each. So £6 for, because I need 3 buttons for my Marlowe cardigan, so I'll be able to do 2 cardigans with £6 worth of buttons. I think that's pretty good. So particularly as they're buttons that are so special, and every time I wear my Marlowe, you see, it will make me think of Katherine. So, and our lovely day together. So yeah, cool. So that was Liberty. Now I did buy some more Liberty fabric, but I didn't actually buy it in Liberty. So as we was going around, I was talking to Katherine about I wanted to buy some Liberty fat quarters because last year I made a lot of Liberty pouches with matching face wipes and for Christmas presents, and they went down really, really well. And a lot of my neighbours asked if they could buy them, and they went down really well. And so I thought, well, I'm going to make some more because they did go down really well. And I had a look at the ones that they had in Liberty, but the ones that they had in Liberty, they didn't have very many choices. I don't know whether they hadn't quite got out all of their Christmas bits and pieces yet. But they didn't have very many choices. And the thing that I like about buying Liberty fat quarters is that you get the Liberty ribbon with it, because I use this in my makes. I put these on them so people know that they're made with Liberty fabrics. But as chance would happen, we nipped into John Lewis because, you know, you can't beat a John Lewis cafe for a cup of tea, can you? I mean, you know, you just can't. So we went to John Lewis to have a cup of tea, as you do. And they had Liberty fat quarters in there. So I bought 3 packs. And the first one is like an autumn one. And I haven't seen this one before. But again, it's just very me colours. Absolutely beautiful. I have seen this one before. And that. And oh, look, so gorgeous. And that one, it's Liberty, but it's giving me a bit of William Morris vibes, which is absolutely delightful. So I got that one, and then I got 2 Christmas ones. So I got the kind of bright colourway, which is that one, and then I got the kind of more, I mean, I'm going to say pastel colourway, but they're not really pastel-y, but they're not as bright as the brights. So just show you those. Aren't they lovely? I love this one. Look how gorgeous that one is. So yeah, so I'm all libertied up now. I'm ready to go. So that was my Liberty shopping. But as we were wandering around, so one of Katherine's friends had told her about a haberdashery shop, because we both needed haberdashery. A haberdashery shop called Fan New Trimming. I think I've got that right. Fan New Trimming. And it was on Berwick Street in London. And oh my goodness, it was like an Aladdin's cave. You did have to walk really carefully, and I had a rucksack and I had to take the rucksack off because otherwise I would have destroyed the shop. It was one of those where you had to, like, you know, walk carefully and gingerly around everywhere because there was just like stuff everywhere. But I loved it. I was like a kid in a sweet shop. I just didn't know where to put my eyes at any one point. So I've got some pictures of me in haberdashery heaven, and I really was. It was amazing. And they had everything you can think of haberdashery wise. They had. So I could have bought the shop. I didn't. I used self-control. I was proud of myself, but I did buy a couple of things. So those of you that watch me regularly will know that I really love to free motion sew, and my thread of choice for free motioning is Madeira threads. And Madeira threads, I find them sometimes quite difficult to get hold of, and definitely I find them difficult to get hold of in particular colours. And with Christmas coming up, I knew I wanted some nice shiny red and shiny green for Christmas. So I got shiny green, shiny red Madeira threads, all ready for doing some fabulous free motion sewing. And they were £3 each, which is not bad for Madeira threads. So I was quite pleased with those. And then the second thing that I bought from Fan New Trimmings was this stuff. Now, some of you might go, okay, Sam, well, that doesn't look very exciting to me. But it is. So this is kind of your fake shearing, or easy shearing, not fake shearing, it's real shearing, it's easy shearing. So you use this and then you sew through it and then it kind of draws it in, but it just means that you don't have to worry about all of the faffing around with the elastic in the bobbing and all that bits, because you just use ordinary thread to sew this in. Now I've seen this a lot in white. I haven't seen it in black very often, and it can be quite expensive. And I think this was £3 a metre, and I thought that seemed fairly reasonable. So I got a couple of meters of that because I love to use a little bit of the shearing. It's great if you make a dress, like, you know, and perhaps like me have trouble with fitting, and you haven't done like a sway back adjustment and you should have done, you can just pop a little bit of shearing in the back and it draws it in and it can make it look quite neat and quite nice. So you know, it's just handy to have. So I saw it, I bought it. So that was really nice. And then the last thing that I bought in that shop were these. Now I've only got 2 out. I think I bought 6 or 7, but I'm just going to show you, and they're very difficult for you to see. I'm really sorry, but they're gold and silver stars, but they're mirrored. They've got like a little coating on, so they're not as shiny as they should be, but they are in fact mirrored. And I've bought these to use for my dressmaker's ball outfit. Did you think it wouldn't be star themed, my dressmaker's ball outfit? I mean, are you crazy? Yes, it's star themed. So yeah, so these are going to go on my bag. They're going to be hand sewn onto my bag, and yeah, and as soon as I've done that, and you will definitely get to see that. So it's very exciting. So that was the first haberdashery shop, and then the second one was McCulloch. Oh, is that what it's called? You might not pronounce it like that. McCulloch and Wallace or something like that. And that was in Poland Street. Again, another beautiful shop. So it was just like the Fanny trimming shop, but it was I don't want to say better laid out. It was laid out differently. It was a bit more of a relaxed shopping experience. You could kind of see more what was going on. And I have to say, I think if we'd gone in that one first, I probably would have bought more in there. But because I'd already, you know, you only have so many pennies to spend, don't you? So, but that was a lovely, lovely shop. And I did buy 2 things in there. And they were both needles. So again, as you know, I like to free motion sew, and a lot of people, when they find it quite difficult working with metallic threads, and I know, like, you know, sometimes it can be difficult, but you can make it a lot easier for yourself by using these and then special metallic needles. And I find that I don't have a problem with metallic threads in either of my machines. I've got a Bernina and I've got a Janome machines, and both of my machines will behave nicely if they have the metallic needle in. So little tip for you there. If you are going to be using metallic threads, these are quite good ones to get. And then the other one, I just got myself a new packet of Microtex because I've been sewing with chiffon, and I used my last one, so I needed to buy another pack of those. So I've got them in reserves because Microtex needles always come in handy. So yeah, so that was my lovely Wednesday. Me and Katherine had a gorgeous lunch at the Ivy Brasserie, which was fantastic. And it was just a wonderful day, and I didn't really want the day to end, but it had to end. She had to go off and do some bits and pieces. I needed to go home and get on, but yeah, it was a lovely, lovely day. So I hope I haven't bored you too much with my exciting purchases, but I thought you might like to know all about it. And then Thursday, so today is Thursday, but obviously that'll be yesterday because this is a Friday Sews video that will go out tomorrow. Hope that hasn't confused you too much. But today is Thursday, so I'm going to go off to Maz's house and we're going to do some panic finishing, we're not really panic-fitting, you know, we're just going to go and kind of talk about the ins and outs of the day and how Saturday is going to pan out, where she needs me to be. She's going to give me a lift there. I've got to take some bits and pieces over, and we're just going to kind of do a little bit of organisation and get those bits and pieces done. And then tomorrow I'm at work, and then Saturday I'm going to the Dressmakers ball, which is very exciting. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do, because you'll get lots more of actually on the day photos. And you know, I tend to post more on Instagram, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, then please do. And if you feel like joining my Facebook group, which is a bit more chatty, please do. Everyone's welcome. You do have to just tick to say that you're going to agree to the rules, but that's a Facebook thing that you just need to do. So yeah, and yeah, so that's my week really. So plans for next week. So my main plan is, let's get through the weekend, Dressmakers ball, and then I've got a lovely day on Sunday, and we're going to some friends for lunch, and then I'm just going to really enjoy the next week of having a bit more free sewing time. I have got my Busy Bee challenge, I haven't forgotten, I have got my Busy Bee challenge bag to do, and also your lovely celebratory 2,000 subscribers tutorial, and that is my main priority for next week. I just needed to get the Dressmakers ball thing out of the way first, and then that is my main priority for next week. So yeah, so a bit of a bumper edition for you today. I hope you really enjoyed listening about my lovely week and my plans for next week, and I will speak to you all really, really soon. I hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing. And if you are coming to the Dressmakers ball, please say hello to me, because I am, you know, I would love anyone that's coming to come and say hi. I'd love lots and lots of more sewing friends, because sewing friends are definitely the best. And yeah, take care. Don't forget to sparkle. See you soon. Bye for now.